Alright, hey guys, OFD checking in here, and today I'm going to bring you another knife video. I told you guys that when I brought you the video on the Humdinger, the one there in the back, that I also received another knife at the same time for a review. And this really, to be honest with you guys, it's not a knife. It's actually a machete. This version is called the Chancinhell. This is the 18-inch model of the blade. So I'm going to go ahead and just open the box and we'll go ahead and take a look at it. I did get a much bigger table in here, guys, into my office to be able to get the review stuff going. But man, I'll tell you what, this knife, this machete, I should say, is so big that honestly, we're just going to get the box out of the way right off there. So comes with the paperwork, you know, describing their knives and all the different things about their knives. Always have some funny stuff in there. I was looking at one the other day that had something about a tool and how to impress your father-in-law. So this looks like another lanyard or a lash, probably to go around the base of it here for your leg or something like that. So anyways, guys, this is a gigantic knife. Now, they do make this in a 16-inch also. So I'm going to go ahead and just do what I can here with the camera that I have and try to get this so I can show this thing to you guys because it is such a beast. So this is a polypropylene overmold thermoplastic rubber handle on here, and it has this kind of football texture to it, as you guys can see as I bring it up here closer. And it does have through pins, it looks like, all the way through this handle all the way, so looks like it's going to be really secure. Go ahead and undo this and see if I can't. Wow, that is one beast of a blade, guys. So I actually occasionally will use a machete for work stuff, and actually mostly I'll actually, believe it or not, I think my neighbors think I'm nuts, but I use a machete quite a bit in the yard work. Really easy to just kind of take limbs apart and stuff like that when you have a good sharp machete, if you know how to use it. And use it effectively, and if you know where the sweet spot on a blade is. You know, on a big blade like this, you tend to have a sweet spot right in here, where if you're swinging it, you're getting the most out of the weight of the edge and the shape of the edge. If you get a little too far out here, you deflect off, and too far in here, you lose that power. So there's always a sweet spot in a machete blade. Currently, the style of blade I've been using is a sax machete. I've never actually used something like this. Really almost hard to give you guys a representation of the size of this thing, but 18-inch blade here. So I'll show you guys, just kind of, I'll grab the Humdinger up here and set it next to it. This knife here that I showed the other day has a 6-inch blade, so just to give you guys some size representation of the size of this machete, it is a real beast. So these things will set you back. I went to the CRKT website. These are about $80. Pretty expensive for a machete. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. One of my favorite brands out there is Cold Steel, and I picked up one of their sax machetes for, man, I think it was right around $20. And guys, I've used that for years. Works really good. Now, it does not have nearly the style handle this has. It does not have this unique blade design here, which almost reminds me of like a swashbuckler short sword or something like that. This also is a kin onion design. That's why it actually has such a beautiful, you know, shape to it. I mean, it's a real beast. I'm swinging around here, guys, trying not to cut myself, because just like most CRKT knives, these things are razor sharp. So maybe what I'll try to do is get a field test done with this knife, actually get it out in the field and try to chop some things with it, just so that you guys can get, you know, a visual on how big the knife is and what kind of work you can do with it. You know, first impressions from me, not having used it, not having to swung, you know, having swung it in brush or anything like that, it feels really good. It has a great feel to it. The handle in this shape feels like it's going to be real secure in your hand. One thing with machetes is when you're swinging them and you're hitting brush, you because of the thinness of the blades, you can tend to get deflection. And when you get that deflection, if you have a rounder, cheaper handle design on a knife, it'll twist in your hand and move in your hand. This feels like it'll kind of not have that issue just because of the shape of it. Feels squared off, feels secure. Doesn't feel too big in the hand, but actually fits pretty good. So I'll need to do some field testing with it, and as I kind of keep doing these knife reviews, guys, hopefully I can figure out how to do that. So just like the humdinger knife, this is a high carbon steel, 65 MN carbon steel, black powder coating on the blade to keep it from rusting. Again, like the other knife, they're always good to keep a thin coating of oil on a knife like this, especially once you put it back in these sheaths. These bigger nylon sheaths like this and stuff, especially if you use them outdoors and stuff in any kind of a wet environment, they can retain some moisture in them. And if you put your machete away unoiled in there, you will get rust on the edge of that blade. I mean, you can clean it up, you can fix it, but it's definitely not something you want to discover when you've thrown it in your pack to take somewhere and all of a sudden you're out there with no way to clean it up or sharpen it or whatever. But good blade. Nice first impressions. A good blade. I'll definitely put it to use some out in the yard and maybe get it up in the mountains with me for some work if I'm in some thicker brush. But well-developed tool, well-made tool. Lifetime warranty on these big machetes like this from CRKT. And I think that's a testimony really right there to the blades. All of, at least the ones I've been looking at lately, all of CRKT's stuff has lifetime warranty. I'm sure there's some limitations and restrictions that go along with that, but when you're getting a knife, this big, that obviously is going to be a tool. I mean, there's no real other reason to have a knife like this unless you're using it as a tool in the brush. You need to use it for work or whatever else, and so because they give it that lifetime warranty and stuff like that, I think you're probably going to get your money's worth even if you're spending $80. But look around, guys. I'm sure you can find these all over the place out there at good deals. I will leave a link to the CRKT website, and if I can find them anywhere else, I'll try to leave you another 1 or 2 links so you guys can pick them up. So, all right, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you have not subscribed to the OFD channel, please do. Please do. All right, thanks, guys.